motion of moving parts of a robot makes it easier to control and reduces the risk of damage. You wouldn't want a rotating part to rip the wires, and you especially don't want your lift to raise the roof. Limiting motion can be done in many different ways, such as with limit switches, mechanical or magnetic, magnets, encoders, light sensors, and ultrasonic rangefinders. A mechanical limit switch is triggered by a force applied to it by a component of the robot. So, when a mechanical limit switch is activated, the motion of that part of the robot stops. The switch is designed to be in a normally open state, meaning when it is pressed, the switch closes, which sends a current to the CRC Arduino, essentially stopping the motion of that part. Another type of limit switch is a magnetic limit switch. When a magnet passes by a magnetic reed switch, the force of the magnetic field causes the switch's contacts to close. If the circuit is normally open, the closing of the switch will allow the current to pass. On the other hand, when it comes to the normally closed magnetic reed switches, it restricts the current in presence of a magnetic force. A third option for its use is a single pull, double throw, or normally open, normally closed magnetic reed switch, which can execute both functions. Magnets can also be used to limit motion, be it rotations or translations. In order to limit a rotation, attach two identical poles to the rotating part surrounded by two opposite poles in one direction and two identical poles in another direction. The rotating part will have one stable orientation. Even if pushed out of this orientation, it tends to go back to it. A similar approach can be applied to limit the translational motion of a part. It can be made to take a certain position when a magnet is attached to it, near a magnet of a different polarity and surrounded by magnets of the same polarity. An optical encoder is a versatile electromechanical device that can be used to measure distances or angles. As the perforated wheel of the encoder turns, ticks are recorded, which can be converted to the desired distance or angle. A light sensor detects the presence of an object due to the drop in light intensity and simultaneously emits a signal to the CRC Arduino. It is best used in proximity to objects, such as to detect whether a game piece was picked up or not. As a bonus, if your favorite programmers connect the light sensor to a light bulb, it would go off at every significant change of light intensity, which gives a visual cue to the pilot of the state of the robot. An ultrasonic rangefinder emits a signal and measures the distance from an object to the sensor itself. This can be determined by a code. So, ditch the measuring tapes. By putting in the exact distance you would like your robot to reach, your motion would essentially stop after reaching said distance. Beware, obstructions may cause false readings. Just remember, even robots have their limitations, but that is what makes them human.